rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, guys, welcome to another edition. Welcome. Happy Wednesday night to everyone tuning in. Hope your week is going well. And you're trying to live a sane life, right? Because, I mean, what's going on, folks, is just downright crazy. It's craziness what's going on. I want to bring into a lot of different stories here on the podcast tonight. I want to get into some Trump news and basically what he thinks of Biden's disastrous presidency, because we know hell on high wheels. It's not going well. Good for the president, folks. It's not going well at all. Want to get into the mask mandates of where they're going. AOC now going through therapy. Yeah. Oh boy, did anybody see that article? AOC now going through therapy. Yeah, she's blaming everything today. Everything. Literally, she's blaming it all. Everything of what's going on today, of the things that she's suffering from. I mean, folks, this is just downright comical. AOC, the other, 2 days ago, let's get into that first before we get into the other articles. AOC came out with a video of when she was asked about kids in cages, and she's literally frustrated. Check this video out, guys.
Are you exhausted? Or are you living in a late-stage capitalist society that's enduring a pandemic that has no guarantee of health care or housing, and that's not normal, and is putting all of the weight and exhaustion on working people? Ask me anything.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman is losing her mind. Literally losing her mind. And if that gets any worse, you got to tune into of what goes on next. That literally, I mean, folks, it gets worse and worse and worse. This woman is now saying that she needs to go to therapy because she feels stressed. Like, what? Like, what is wrong? 4 days ago, believe it or not, that she's attending therapy and learning to slow down after the Capitol riot. Yeah, I guess it's affecting her. Because she was fearing for her life, that she thought she was in immediate danger. Yeah, this is coming from a delusional, maybe slightly schizophrenic congresswoman. I mean, this is crazy. This is what the congresswoman has says. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said she decided to go to therapy after the January 6th Capitol riot. She told Latino USA on Friday that members of Congress effectively served in war during the event. What? Oh, boy. The lawmaker also said that the Trump administration had many people in very retroactive mode. What? Oh, it gets worse, folks. She said, she told a public radio show, Latino USA, that she's learning how to slow down after the attack, which resulted in the deaths of 5 people, including a police officer. After the 6th, she says, I took some time, and it was really when I explained to her, then Representative Ayanna, if I'm pronouncing that right, Ayanna Pressley, she explained to her what happened to me like the day of, because I ran to her office and she was like, you need to recognize drama, Ocasio-Cortez says. I mean, this is how she talks, folks. And I feel like I learned this the hard way after my father had passed away when I was a teenager. That happened at a young age, and I locked it away. You have to live with it for years, she added. She said, according to The Independent, oh yeah, I'm doing therapy, but also I've just slowed down. I think the Trump administration had a lot of us, especially Latino communities, in a very reactive mode. And then it goes on to saying that AOC previously revealed that she hid in a bathroom with a staffer while a mob of angry Trump supporters, oh yeah, they had to be angry Trump supporters, right, AOC? Angry Trump supporters broke into the Capitol building, many of them chanting her name. She then says and goes into a dramatic stage that she thought she was going to die. She recalled an emotional Instagram live in February. I have never been quieter in my entire life, she says. And then it goes on to even more, she says here. In her interview with Latino USA, Ocasio-Cortez said that the insurrection was deeply traumatizing for many members of Congress who effectively served in war. She said, the event also impacted actual legislative process in Congress, according to NBC News. More than 490 people have so far been charged in the connection to the Capitol riot so far. Folks, this is the they said, yeah, check this out. They said that the Congresswoman says she had to slow down after the insurrection. Slow down for what? Like, oh, she's such a tough worker, right? And she had to slow down. Greg Kelly, a host on Newsmax, mocked the representative for seeking therapy in the wake of the Capitol riot earlier this year. Mr. Kelly made comments on this past Monday, a segment of the B-roll that showed Miss Ocasio-Cortez giving a speech on the House floor, claiming she was having a meltdown. I think she had a meltdown long before she actually had the meltdown, folks. I mean, because the woman is a meltdown. Everything that comes out of this woman's mouth is just a delusional sideshow. Nothing she says, people will never take serious. I sure as hell don't take serious. With that being said, folks, we got a lot to say on today's show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these words.
Welcome to the Patriot Angle Podcast, a podcast unfiltered, unscripted, raw. Your host, Mike.
I love this Rakuten app. Look at that. I open the app, find the store that I want to use, start buying, and gets me tons of cash back. I just got paid to shop.
My favorite thing about Rakuten is just getting money back in the mail.
I mean, who wouldn't want cash back?
Sign up today and get cash back with Rakuten.
All right, folks, we're back here on the show. Hope everybody's having a happy Wednesday, happy middle of the week to everybody. Today on this podcast, we're talking about the crazy, delusional, possibly schizophrenic radical left. The Democrat Party died, folks. They died this past January. when this new president took office. This type of Democratic Party, folks, has been hijacked to a new form of itself, and we're seeing quite craziness coming out. I want to plug into the show here just how bad they're getting just with the coronavirus vaccine. They're pushing this damn vaccine, folks, to high levels. High levels. Biden now, the Biden White House teams up now with Snapchat to urge now teenagers to get vaccinated. They're pushing teenagers to get vaccinated. Like, why are they pushing this? Check this out, guys.
Hey, folks, we have vaccinated. The new variants are affecting young people. Getting the vaccines can prevent you from spreading it to your friends and to your family. Let's end the COVID crisis once and for all, now.
Yeah.
90% of Americans live within 5 miles of a vaccination center. And if you click on the link below, go to vaccines.gov, and you can get all the information about where you can get vaccinated. And also starting May 24th, Uber and Lyft are going to give free rides to vaccination sites. So get vaccinated.
A fully vaccinated person right now will be protected against the variants that are currently circulating in the country.
And the more people that we get vaccinated, the less likely the virus is to transmit and to pick up mutations.
You have called for an assault weapons ban. I have a simple question for you.
Folks, I had to stop it there. It was going into another video, but that was literally the White House team. From Joe to Kamala to a few staff members that are basically urging now teenagers to get vaccinated. Like, when will this ever stop, folks? When is this ever going to stop? Like, why do they need to constantly push this? Folks, this has to stop. Literally. This has to stop. But according to Biden now wants to not only urge every American, because that's his agenda, folks. He wants to urge every American to get vaccinated. Like this crap is just like, it's like the Energizer Bunny. It just keeps on going and going and going and going. I mean, this is but according to Biden now, he needs to unite the country. We must unite the country. That's his exact message. Check this out, guys.
It's about bringing people together, about uniting the country. We need to unite as one people, one nation, one America. And that was the thing I was most often criticized about, saying, how can you unite the country? We must unite the country. I said it in my kickoff speech in Philadelphia. I said it again when I spoke at Gettysburg. And I emphasized it in my inaugural address. A lot of people, press to elected officials, were somewhat skeptical of that could be done. It's just beginning, but I'm confident we can do this and so much more. And I believe with every fiber of my being that there are simple core values and beliefs that should bring us together as Americans. One of them is standing together against hate, against racism.
Yeah, against hate, right, Joe? You created the hate. Your administration is creating so much in this country. Hate, division, racial differences. You're the one, you're the author. You're the influencer on all of what you're saying. Folks, is this guy not the biggest hypocrite that you've ever heard of? Check him out more.
The ugly poison that has long haunted and plagued our nation.
Yeah.
Today, I can say that because of all of you, many of you sitting right in front of me, you've taken that first step. It's an important step. I'd like to thank the Congress and the members who are here today, Democrats and Republicans, who came together to get the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act on my desk Well, on a desk I'm about to sign on. But I want to thank the Majority Leader Schumer, and I want to thank Speaker Pelosi for your leadership. I also want to thank the leader from the state of Kentucky for letting it go forward. It's important. It's important. Most of all, Mazie, or Senator, I called you Mazie. I apologize, Mazie. I called Chuck anyway, yeah. Senator Hirano, Senator Tammy Duckworth.
Turn this off. This is like disgusting. So Biden's making remarks on some kind of, what is it, a COVID-19 hate crimes act? What? More ridiculous policy being signed into law? Like, COVID-19 hate crimes. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. I think they'll make up the definition later. Yeah, literally. You'll see Joe making up literally a definition about it, like later into the week or later into the month. Is he going to be circling back on that one too? They want to, folks, this is what it comes down to. I think they want to insinuate that every attack on an Asian American is because of COVID-19's origins being from China. Yeah, that's a bunch of baloney, if you ask me. They never cease to amaze me by the type of garbage policies that's coming out of this administration. I mean, he never knows what he's literally saying. He never knows it. He just speaks and it's just like blabber comes out of his mouth. He doesn't even know what he's saying half the time. I don't know, folks. I'm going a little pause here on the show, but folks, this is America. Okay, I want to get back to the masking and the COVID, restrictions and everything. It's time to end the restrictions. I'm really for governors and mayors that want to end the restrictions, lift the restrictions, just literally get people back to a normal state of mind. Okay, stop having us live in a third world utopia. Okay, beating people up for not wearing or asking that you wear a mask is literally craziness. Not only does it violate liberties and freedoms, but it violates the Constitution, folks. You are literally violating somebody's rights as an American. You cannot force somebody to wear a damn mask, or what I've been coming to calling it, a muzzle, over somebody's freaking face. I choose oxygen. I choose fresh air over being silenced, because that's what's going on, folks. The damn government's silencing us. Another made-up problem by drama queen libtards. Retards. Yeah, that's what they are. They're queen libtards and retards. Made up drama to cause problem, conflict, and divideness. Because COVID came from China. Blah, 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 blah. It's called the China virus because it came from China. Doesn't have anything to do with Asian people. How stupid does that sound? He wants to sign a COVID-19 hate crime act because he thinks it's stereotypical racism for calling it the China virus. What do you want it to call it? It's a virus that came from China. That's what you normally call it, right? I mean, how much more stupidity are we going to get from this government? I guess to each his own, right? To each his own. Here's an article here on Jen Psaki. Now she's commenting on the border, joblessness, crime, and how they're going to combat the rest of the crises here in America. Check this out, guys.
I also wanted to ask you about a phenomenon known as...
The giggle gives away. I don't know what this question is. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. Now, they're going to be talking about UFOs. Yeah. The White House. We take UFOs very seriously. Yeah. Yeah, that's the next pandemic, I guess.
Ruined it here. But this is quite a serious issue. There are these unrecognized objects in U.S. airspace that are also known as unidentified aerial phenomenon, I understand. And I wanted to see, there's a DNI report that I understand is going to be released soon. Can the Biden administration commit to releasing it in full?
Well, that would be for a decision by the Department of National Intelligence to make. As you noted, we're aware of the report requirement, and our team at the Office of the Director of National Intelligence is, of course, actively working on that report. And we take reports of incursions into our airspace by any aircraft, identified or unidentified, very seriously and investigate each one. But ODNI would be working on that report, and in terms of disclosure, that would be up to them.
I guess in all seriousness, though, can you characterize the president's concerns about this phenomenon? I mean, it is this concept of objects in U.S. airspace that are either origin from other nations or other entities, but what is the concern of the president that this phenomenon seems to occur in the national security apparatus?
Well, I think broadly speaking, the fact that we have a team that's actively working on a report. Certainly the safety of our personnel, security of our operations, our airspace are of paramount concern, whether that is identified or unidentified aircraft. And we don't discuss that publicly for a range of reasons, but certainly the president supports the ODNI putting together a report and following through on that commitment.
Can this press secretary ever answer a question without the we take this and that very seriously, but that's up to the other agencies to decide what they want to do? Did she literally just say that on live television? It's up to the other agencies of what they want to do. Folks, whether this UFO or aliens or whatever you want to say is true or not true, shouldn't we be looking at that as a national security threat? Like, if we have unidentified objects in our airspace, our U.S. airspace, that's a violation of our airspace without getting permission from the federal government and other agencies that are responsible for that. I mean, I might be wrong, right? I might be right, I might be wrong, but I mean, shouldn't we? Shouldn't we know what's going on? I mean, is it a security threat to our nation? Is it? I think we should be looking into this of just saying, well, it could be the. I think you get to work, Washington, and stop pencil pushing everything to the Americans. The Americans want to know what's going on. I mean, stop pencil pushing. That's what's going on with this administration. Nothing but pencil pushing every little detail. They can never give you a straight answer. Did we see that under the Trump administration 4 years when they were in office? No, everything was delivered to the American people. Everything. I think the difference between this administration that we have in Washington versus the Trump administration is showing very weak detail on their end. They can't give you a simple, straight answer without like pencil pushing it. Yeah, it's up to that. It's up to... No, it's up to the president. He needs to look into this detail more. But you won't get that out of Joe. He'll just look at you 5-6 ways sideways and be like, "Oh, well, we'll get back to you on that." Folks, this is an embarrassment to our country. I mean, I don't know. I mean, seriously. We have a lot of stuff going on. Insertions into our airspace are taken very seriously. Insertions onto our land, not so much. Oh, they'll take the airspace seriously, or at least they'll think they will. But when it comes to our land, no, not so much. They can care less what goes on in the border. I mean, we've seen that for the last, couple months now, since it's become a problem. The borders are wide open. I've said that many times on my podcast. We need to strengthen our borders. You're clearly not seeing it under this administration. And there's a lot of different things that's going on. A lot of different things that are going on. I mean, could we be possibly to have announced from the federal government 70 years of lies about UFOs and aliens? I mean, wouldn't that be something, huh? And the government knows something. I'm telling you, they know something that we don't know. They just don't want you to know. Yeah, I understand. Some of it's a matter of national security. I get it. But when people ask, what is going on with the story, and you can't give a simple answer, and you do that doesn't show much of high confidence being leaders in Washington. It doesn't. Because if you can't give a simple answer, you're not fit as an elected official. That's just my opinion. So we want to get into this other story here. Before I take a break, I want to get into the story coming out of Newsmax again. Good friends at Newsmax. Man, I love that news platform. They tell it like it is. Why can't we have that in this country from news platforms? Why can't all news platforms tell it like it is? Just tell it like it is. Stop creating the hate. Oh my God, they're like, that's all they do is report on hate. So, article coming out of Newsmax. Trump literally commenting on gas. Oh, it's going to cost us the next crisis here in America. Gas rising at all-time highs. Check this out by the former president, giving his little opinion on the Biden administration.
And the lumber's gone through the roof. The lumber, I guess, as much as anything, but everything, steel. You look at what's going on with pricing, and obviously you're going to have inflation. Gasoline is going to stop at $6-7, I think, based on what I'm seeing. We were energy independent when I left. And right now, I would have to say we are no longer energy independent. We're putting windmills all over the place, which cost a fortune, which, by the way, if you're a believer in the carbon footprint and all of the other things, when they make these windmills, which are all made in China and Germany, by the way, they're all made in China, Germany. We don't do them here. They put them together. We put them together here. We don't make them here. What goes into the air when they make them is more than anything that can ever be saved Well, here, if you're a believer in that, okay, some people are and some people aren't, but we have windmills all over the place. They ruin the environment, they kill the birds, and they cost a fortune. We have natural gas, costs us nothing. Actually nothing, they burn it off. When you're looking at all of those flames on top of the wells, that's natural gas that they burn off, they throw away. And we have it for nothing. Other countries don't have that. We have it for nothing, the richest in the world. And we want to give that away for windmills. You look at some of these beautiful farms where they have windmills all over the place, and you look at these incredible landscapes, and now they're putting them in parts of Massachusetts where a lot of people aren't so happy about it, and has a lot of negative impacts. I'm not a big fan of wind. It's very, very expensive.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's...
Yeah, you just heard the president there predicting gasoline at $7 a gallon under President Biden. Yeah, I could agree with the former president predicting that prediction too. We're getting close to it. Some states as high as $3.50, $4 a gallon. Good friends up in the Northeast, New Jersey, New York. I mean, they're damn near approaching $4.50, $4.65. Folks, that's crazy. That is crazy. Trump talking about burning off natural gas. I got a friend of mine that posted a video on his social media platform account just the other day of how he was driving down the road and they're burning natural gas right on the side of the road. I mean, I couldn't believe that when I seen that. I was like, what the hell is going on? What is going on? This is crazy. Craziness. Craziness. Folks, if things do not improve in this country, we're not going to have a country. I've said that from time after time after time. Like, when is things going to literally get better? It's going to be a while before it gets to that point. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. I want to get into a couple more topics here before we run low on time. I want to take a quick little break, and I want to get into this new topic here that's basically trending the news articles here. But first, I want to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back after these words.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Hey folks, back here. Here's an article coming out of Breitbart again. CNN tappers on Taylor Greene, Georgia's representative Taylor Greene's supposed mask Holocaust comparison. He's saying that you really think that a Jewish life is worth so little. And that was from the CNN anchor, Jake Tapper, this past Monday on his show, The Lead. He basically was criticizing Representative Taylor Greene, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican out of Georgia, for comments she made last week comparing coronavirus mandates in Congress to the Holocaust. A lot of similarities. Right? I mean, the Jewish people were gassed by the Germans and put in concentration camps and then eventually burnt up and gas chambers. And that's what created the Holocaust. I mean, we're seeing the same thing with masks, are we not? I mean, it's suffocating in the mask. You can't breathe. Sometimes in 80, 90, 100-degree weather. Same thing. So, what's wrong by saying that? What's wrong for a representative to quote truth, or at least her opinion? I thought we lived in a free country. I thought we did. Check this out. This is the anchor criticizing Taylor Greene.
No good deed goes unpunished in Bard.
And Amanda, let's talk with you. I want to talk with you about Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, your favorite. She was given a chance to correct or apologize for her remarks, and her response was, "I stand by all of my statements and I said nothing wrong," unquote. And just to be clear here, Kevin McCarthy, Steve Scalise, and Elise Stefanik, the three top House Republicans, last time I checked, none of them had said anything about this.
I don't think they're going to. Marjorie Taylor Greene can apparently say whatever she wants. There's no consequences. There's no repercussions.
Called freedom of speech,
lady.
The
Republican leadership thinks she has a better tie to the Trump base that they still want to win than they do. What worries me aren't just the one-off comments that she makes every day, because this is going to keep happening. It's the fact that she is the one that, with all the grassroots energy, her and Matt Gaetz are going around the country, doing rallies, building out the base, going to Georgia, Florida, Ohio. They're the game in town. And she has more power in the Republican Party than Kevin McCarthy does. Because
really
I do. She does whatever she wants. Please, Kevin McCarthy, show me otherwise.
And she makes them look so weak, both McCarthy and McConnell. When you have this happen, all they do is just look like they have no power whatsoever. The other thing is, Democrats have done the exact opposite. Remember Ilhan Omar a few years ago said something that was sort of vaguely anti-Israel. We were so...
Well, she said it was all about the Benjamins, so it was fair.
What she said was, and that she didn't feel like as a member of Congress she needed to pledge fealty to a foreign government. And
yeah.
Look, I'm not saying it wasn't bad.
She did apologize.
She apologized.
Right.
But Democrats were so quick to jump on our own, right? To say, no, we're not going to stand for any discrimination, any anti-Semitism. Republicans who want to be best friends with Israel are not doing that. So even when they are so, strongly pro-Israel, they can't take her on.
What was your reaction when you heard those comments? Because I have to say, and I'm used to all sorts of, dog whistles about being Jewish and about Jews, but to compare Pelosi saying, if you're not vaccinated, you need to wear a mask, to the slaughter of 6 million Jews, babies, children, women, old people, men. And the idea, to me, it just signifies, you really think that a Jewish life is worth so little that it's equal to asking you to wear a mask?
Yeah, but this is like trivializing the death and despair that people suffered. So she has political gain, right? This is like the competitive grievance and victimhood. And you can't tell me anything, you liberal Democrats, because I, as a Republican, I'm being suppressed. There aren't many policy ideas in the Republican Party right now. It's all based on grievance and partisanship. Marjorie Taylor Greene gets that. It works. It's what the Republican base likes. And right now, there's not anything that competes with it, that drives up that outrage and can get people involved to counter it. That's why I'm saying, don't dismiss the stuff that she's doing. Don't dismiss the audit that's going around in Arizona, because they're going to take that on the road. There's been no consequences for January 6th. No consequences for the big lie. And so, my Democratic friends, Joe Biden is doing a good job, but everyone seems to think we can just look at our reform agenda and pass these bills. Meanwhile, all around the country, this thing is going on and taking hold of the Republican imagination.
We are bringing pillows to this fight, there is no question, because we're trying to pass an infrastructure bill and we care about daycare.
Oh, Joe Biden's doing such a great job, huh, lady? Why is gas prices at an historic high? Why is unemployment rates at an historic high? Why is everything that's coming out of this administration literally a crisis? Biden doesn't create change. He creates crisis after crisis after crisis. And then you're trying to tell me that it's wrong for Marjorie Taylor Greene to voice her opinion on masks, okay? And you think that's wrong for her stating that. Well, why is it wrong? Like I said, I thought we lived in America, folks, where we have freedom of speech. I guess that went out the window, right, when this new administration came into power. I guess we lost all our freedoms and liberties when this new administration came into power, right? I guess we lost all of it. I guess this is not the United States of America, where freedom of speech is valued and looked at like it's like gold, okay? Because You can't say anything in this country without being criticized. You might be wrong for saying it. Everybody has opinion of their own, right? So just because one person's opinion is different from your opinion, you're going to criticize them for that? You're going to tell them that they're wrong? You're going to go to levels on social media and the internet and say she should be exposed from Congress because she doesn't represent her party very well. She has higher power than even Mitch McConnell and blah, 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 blah. Oh, that is all wrong, right? But you're trying to tell me that the same party that influenced rioters last summer, such as Black Lives Matter and Antifa, those were right? Because they were nothing but peaceful protesters, right? Yeah, they were peaceful protesters just for giving their opinion because it was their First Amendment rights. Free speech only exists to the narrative of what they're trying to give out on a political message. That's the new radical left's agenda. It only matters to them when they see it. That's what it seems like, folks. That's what it seems like. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It seems like everything else only matters when they're base. And then this woman here, of course the anchor, they're going on and on about like, Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to boost up their base, the Republican base, and everything else, and they want to reform it all in the 2022 midterm elections, and they want to take back the House. And folks, we have to. There's no way around it. We have to. The Republicans have to take back the House next year, because if they don't take back the House, there's going to be hell and high water coming to the 2024 general elections. Because, folks, these policies are not just third world, they're radical policies that do not work. Folks, socialism in this country, nor any country in the world for that matter, does not work. When are people going to understand that and realize that, like, it just doesn't work? Doesn't work. So now I want to get into this other article. Susan Sarandon now is stating that she stands with the Palestinian people fighting against the Al-Farid government. Yeah, she stands with them, but she doesn't stand with Israel. Oh no, she doesn't stand with Israel. Yeah, check this out. This is the actress here. The left-wing Hollywood star Susan Sarandon has declared her support for Palestinian people while accusing Israel's administration of practicing Al-Farid. Susan Sarandon tweeted on her Twitter account and made a political declaration just earlier today, adding her support for supermodel Bella Hadid, who has also politicized and publicly accused Israel of this behavior and participated in pro-Palestinian protests. She stands with the Palestinian people fighting against this type of government. And pray for the Israeli. Where's my words? Hold on, folks, because this is important. This is an important topic here, and I get a glass of water. She prays for the Israeli people that they too will enjoy peace. Sarandon then tweeted, "I also stand and support Bella for having the bravery to stand in solidarity with her people. That can be lonely," she says. Folks, this Susan Sarandon is among a growing list of Hollywood left-wingers who have spoken out against Israel in recent weeks after the country came under rocket attack from Hamas terrorists. But these Hollywood left-wingers, that's okay. They support that. I guess they support terrorism too, right? Folks, this is crazy. Literally crazy. And guess who else supports that? Yeah, your good friends at Black Lives Matter. They support that too. Yeah, they support that. I'm telling you, folks. I'm telling you. Another article coming out of that. Jewish House Democrats are urging Biden to appoint an ambassador to combat anti-Semitism. Condemn House colleagues' comments. A Jewish House Democrat sent a letter urging President Joe Biden to appoint a United States ambassador at large to monitor and combat the situation, and condemning the comments made by their House colleagues. Representative Josh Goldenheimer, a Democrat of New Jersey, and Kathy Manning, Democrat of North Carolina, all signed onto the letter, first obtained by Punchbowl News, saying that they are deeply disturbed by the recent surge of incidents in the United States. They're very concerned, they said. Very, very, very concerned. The Jewish House Democrats also went into saying in the Times Square, a group yelling slurs viciously beat, kicked, and pepper sprayed an unsuspecting Jewish man. In Los Angeles, a caravan of pro-Palestinian protesters descended on the restaurant in West Hollywood, demanding to know who's Jewish before unleashing a violent attack on diners while yelling slurs. A Jewish family visiting from New Jersey was harassed, folks, by 4 men in an SUV shouting, "Free Palestinian, fuck you, Jew, die Jew." This is what's going on in our country. It gets worse. Listen to this. And Tucson, Arizona, an individual threw a rock through a glass window, vandalizing a Jewish business. Folks, Jews across the United States right now, because what's going on over there in the Middle East, are facing extraordinary, tense environment of fear and insecurity in this country. But this is given that Jews in Europe and around the world have faced a similar increase in threats in recent weeks because of the incidents that are happening in the Middle East. Folks, when is the hate going to end in this country? According to Joe Biden, we must unite people. How in the hell are you going to unite people when you can't even control the violence in your own country, Joe? Seriously. Like, seriously. We must learn from history, folks. And I'm going to say this on the show. Some people will get it, some people won't. We must learn in history that the type of violence the inflammatory rhetoric will go unaddressed, and it will fuel increasive hatred and violence against Jewish people or any other culture for that matter, if things do not get controlled and handled responsibly. You're not seeing it from this type of government. Not only are they not enforcing to control this, they're influencing it through messages. Folks, this has to stop. This has to stop. That being said, folks, thank you for tuning in to today's podcast. Also, tune in tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a Zoom call with a special guest joining the show, coming in from Florida, a pastor, a youth guidance director, and also giving his feedback on, just what's going on in his community with the religious criticism and the hate and just everything going on, in his neck of the woods. So tune in to that show tomorrow night, as it will be formatted into our audio version, as well as we will be having a live Instagram show earlier that day tomorrow. So there's going to be 2 days of podcasting tomorrow. There's going to be a double-decker, folks. We're going to do the Instagram live, and then we're also going to do the Zoom call with a special guest. I'm going to have a pastor on my show, and that will be formatted into an audio version later that night. So tune in tomorrow, as tomorrow will be a very, very busy set of events here on the podcast. With that being said, folks, thank you as always for tuning in to the podcast, and we hope to see you on the next one. Remember to hit that like, hit that follow button, and subscribe to us on any platform you choose, whether it's Google Podcasting, Apple Podcasting, Anchor Podcasting, Podbay.fm, or anywhere you hear a podcast. Search that search bar, the Patriot Angle Podcast. Also, like and follow us on our Facebook and Instagram pages. With that being said, thank you for tuning in, guys. See you on the next one.
You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an Anchor platform.